So today I'm running with Cherif, who's been a friend and a running buddy for a while, and Cherif is also a running coach, so I think he's gonna have very interesting answers and recommendations. What I like about Cherif as well is that he always gives engineered answers, objective. You ask him about anything, he's gonna give you a scientific answer, the kind of answers that I like.
Well, too kind.
Anyway, Cherif,
Hi.
do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Cherif Eraky. I am almost 47. As a background, I'm
Young, you mean?
Mechanical engineer. Yeah, 47 years old.
Yeah.
Young. As a background, I'm a mechanical engineer. Graduated in Cairo University. And what I do right now, I'm a project manager. I've been working in power stations for the past almost 23 years now.
Wow.
Yeah, 23 years.
Do you know more about power stations or running?
Power stations.
So the next interview.
Yeah, next one is for power stations. I can tell you about turbines, generators, and other stuff.
Awesome. Hey Cherif, so let's go to running now. Can you tell us about your running journey?
Yeah. So before running, my background, I never did any like professional training in sports, but I liked sports. That's all I do. I did when I was young, but never like formal professional training.
Okay.
And the two sports I never did as a young person were running and working out, the gym.
Okay.
I did not like any of those.
Yep.
But as you grow older, the number of people around you playing sports is less. So for many years I played squash with some friends, and then it ended up playing against one person and everyone else dropped out.
Yep.
Same happened with soccer. Played for maybe, I don't know, 10 years, and then people start leaving, injuries, too old, married kids, and so on. So anyway, for many years, or not many years, a couple of years, I saw my friends running with Cairo runners.
Okay.
They would post their pictures on Facebook. And I knew about Cairo runners. It's an amateur group. They do runs on Fridays, early morning.
Yep.
I had no problem with waking up early. And then one day I was like, I need to join these guys.
Yeah.
And I selected maybe one of the worst days in the year.
Why?
It was December.
Oh.
It was Heliopolis, Sheraton buildings.
Okay.
And it was very cold, maybe with the Egyptian standard like 4 degrees or so.
Yep.
Which is very cold.
Yep.
But I went there and morning. And in my mindset, I did squash, I did soccer, basketball, and so on. So running 5K should not be a problem. And I was so wrong.
Yeah.
Sheraton already has a lot of hills. Plus, it's very different if you want to do 5K of running compared to, sprinting for 100 meters, stopping, and so on. So I did the 5K. I was disappointed and happy. So disappointed that I could not go on for a 5K without stopping.
Yep.
But happy that I finished, because
Yeah, exactly.
I've never run 5K. You run around the track or something, but you never do kilometers.
Yeah, but we forget that 5K for somebody that doesn't run is a long distance.
It is a long distance. If you take your car and you just drive straight 5K, you'd be surprised. You'll go very far.
Yes, yes. Even if you're fit.
Even if you're fit, correct. It's different. How to adjust your speed, your effort, and so on. Yep. So I like the idea, and I started running with this group every Friday. Then my friends dragged me into a half marathon, and I did my first half marathon without proper training.
Oh, that must have been brutal.
That's I consider this one of the reasons why I'm coaching now. Is I did everything wrong that you can think of.
Yeah.
and I want people to learn not to do the same things.
Yes. Cherif is famous for having a saying that whenever you ask him about something, he says that I've done every mistake.
Yep.
So he has a
Nutrition, gear, running form, running on injury, you name it.
Even though he's a great runner now, but he has the experience in doing not so well before.
So after the first one, this is where I really started to realize you cannot just go and run half a marathon like this.
Yep.
You need to train.
Especially, such distances really require preparation.
Correct. And it took me years. At the beginning, it was just like running once a week with Cairo runners, and then you start to build a community. And only when I had a community also very versatile. I had literally people my age, and I had people who were like 16 years old, and they drag you.
Yep.
Because now it's a whole new world.
Yes.
Oh, there's a race, there's a CrossFit competition, there's this, there's that. And you start to love it more.
Yep.
People say, there's a saying, you like running? They say, yes, but not while I'm doing it. When you're doing it, you're putting a lot of effort.
Yeah.
You ache, your muscles, your lungs, everything is aching. But when you finish, your body releases all those hormones.
Yeah, the endorphins, and
you've done well.
yeah, it's a great feeling.
And it's sort of an addiction as well.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, like, yeah, it's a lot of effort, but when you're doing it frequently, the shorter distances becomes really enjoyable.
Correct.
So now 5 is really a nice run.
Exactly. So that's what is fun. So this is how it started.
For me, and how's it going now?
I think pretty well.
Okay.
When I moved to Canada, that was 2019. That was probably my peak, because before I moved to Canada, I was training for a race. I was breaking my PR in a half marathon maybe for 3 races in a row.
Wow.
And back then I had very stable job, 9 to 5.
Yep.
I was training, I was running three times per week, and I was going to the gym 3 times per week.
Wow.
So when I arrived, I did Niagara Falls, and I broke my long-standing record, which made me very happy. So I have very happy memories about Niagara Falls specifically.
Nice.
But anyway, since that, COVID, which is difficult, plus winter, because this is a big change.
Yeah, life happens, and we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I think, that's how it's going right now.
Perfect. Okay, Cherif, so now that you've talked about your running journey, what do you think you like most about running?
Running, I think it's one of the simple exercises, yet it's the basis of any sport or the basis of being healthy.
Yep.
For example, I started biking. So to start road cycling, I needed a lot of advice. What kind of bike do you need? What kind of gear?
Equipment.
How do you shift? Where do you go with the bike? Because you're doing long distance.
Yep.
It's very, very complicated. Versus running, I put on my running shoes, close the door, and run around the neighborhood 4 or 5K without any issues.
Yep.
At most, you need some proper running shoes.
Correct.
That's like the most valuable equipment that you have.
Yep.
So think of any other sport. Any other sport, the running is the basis of anything. You're doing soccer, you're doing football, you're doing basketball, you have to do running to do any of it.
Yep.
That's the beauty of it.
Yep. Yeah, I always say that when people say I'm not a runner, I tell them, like, everybody's a runner.
Everyone.
If an angry dog comes after you, you'll become a runner.
Yeah.
It's just about whether you do it consistently or not.
Exactly.
But it's there is very low entry.
Correct. And it depends why you're running. If you're training for tennis and you want to run, you want to run to have better fitness, to do tennis. If you want to run just for running, then you choose a competition, distance, and you train for it. So this can be adapted in any way you want.
Yep. Okay, so since we both run, I think we agree that we like the activity, but there are definitely things that you'd rather do without. So what are the things that you're least fond of in running?
Running itself is, I like the running itself. The part that is difficult is the conditions where you're running. Because if you're training for a half marathon, for example, and you run 3 times a week, there's life happening around you, right?
Yes.
You have the kids, you have the job, stuff like that. And you cannot always stick to your plan. But you can learn either to accept that no plan is perfect, or you will be frustrated if you don't do it. Because if you're going to play soccer once a week, you play soccer, that's it, have fun, and you're done. Running becomes a form of a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Whether there's a competition or not, if you're not running, you feel bad. And this is maybe the portion, this endorphin addiction that I call it,
Yeah.
where you need to adapt. I hope I'm not feeling bad if I skip runs, but sometimes I do.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, Cherif, so you're a running coach as well, and I have personal experience with your great advice. So I'm gonna ask you 3 questions for 3 different runners. First, for a person who maybe once is considering running, but is really intimidated. He feels like, oh, running is very sweaty, it's very hard, it's very boring. You go there and keep doing the same movement. What would you say, or how would you change his mind?
I think the best piece of advice is about how do you want to get old, or how do you want to do when you get old.
Yep.
I'll take my own parents as an example. My dad is he's in his 70s. He had the life of hard work and everything. Sports was not really an option for him, for his generation in general.
Yeah, true.
Right now, when you look at him, he has limited mobility. He's healthy, alhamdulillah, he's good. He walks, but you compare him to some of the people I've met over here in triathlons, running races. I've seen people in their 70s running faster than me.
Yes.
And it's not about running fast, it's about how healthy you want to continue. So it's fairly simple. There are 2 equations. One is about nutrition. Everything that you put in your body affects your health.
Correct.
And the second one is how do you consume this energy? If I'm eating bad food and I'm sitting on the couch, then I'm bound to get to an old age where I have tons of health problems. And nothing is easy. You want to be in your 70s and in good health, you have to build it. You have to build it from now. And there's so many sports, but among all sports, I think running is the most easy one to get to. You don't have to run half marathons. No, you can do 5K and you'll be very fine. You can do 1K and you'll be okay.
Yep. And I just want to add something. I think running takes, I would say, a few months, like 4 to 6, where you're really feeling the struggle. And then afterwards, you just get hooked. Like, at least that was my experience. The first 6 months,
that's everywhere.
Hard.
That's all of us. You start, your body hates you first, because now you're moving those muscles, the lung, the heart, and they're not used to it. But then something happens and your body adapts to it, and then things move on. much better.
Okay, perfect. So that moves us to the next question. So I've taken your advice and I started running with a running group. I do 1 or 2 kilometers, but like I have those people in my group that are doing 21. They're much faster. They're much fitter.
Yeah.
How will I ever get there? It seems hopeless.
This is a very good question, because I have an experience with that. When I told you about how I started running first with friends my age, then I had a whole community of runners. Some were maybe 16, 17 years old.
Wow.
And in general, even though Egypt is a very large country, there is a limited number of people who are running.
Yep.
So after a few years of running, I started to know almost not all of them, but a lot of the running community.
Okay.
So at the beginning, my numbers were improving.
Okay.
The more I ran, the better I became.
Yep.
And then at a certain point, I started looking around me and saying the exact same thing you're telling me.
Okay.
Oh, look at this guy running at a pace of 6, and he's running at a pace of 4. I am so slow. I finished my race in 2 hours and 15 minutes. This guy finished it in 1 hour, 15 minutes.
Yep.
And you start to get frustrated.
Yep.
And this frustration, what it did to me is it pushed down my numbers.
Okay.
Because the first reaction I had was to try and run faster. So I would go to a half marathon and from the get-go start running faster than what my average pace is.
Sorry.
And the result is you burn out quickly.
Yep.
And now you have to take a walking break, you lose time, you get more frustrated, and so on.
Yep.
So actually, it took me about a year of very bad results only to realize that why am I looking at others? Every person has his own conditions.
Yeah.
This is age, previous experience with running or other sports, what is going on in your life, what kind of work you do, family, and so on. And I remember the biggest revelation, Omar, was once in one of the Friday runs with Cairo runners.
Yep.
Running with an old buddy of mine, same age, same speed. The run was maybe 5K, and I remember it wasn't heavy. And we were training for a half marathon. So we said, let's do a double run. We need to do 10K.
Okay.
So we finished the 5K with the group, and then we started running backwards. So the same course, but backwards, so we don't get lost.
Okay.
And to my surprise, is you run for 200, 300 meters, people are still coming. You run for a kilometer, people are still coming.
Yep.
2 kilometers, 3 kilometers, people are still coming. Which means that, in my mind, when I got to the finish point at the 5K mark, I saw a lot of people already sitting, eating and drinking, and I'm thinking, oh, look at all those people faster than me.
Yep.
But when I ran the reverse cycle, I started looking at, hold on, there
I'm
are
faster
people who
than
are not
a lot of people.
who are not as fast.
Yeah.
And this is when sort of you start to think about, why am I thinking about the other people? I should only be thinking of my numbers and how much work am I doing to get to this point.
Yeah. I totally agree. That's something that I think is great advice. You are running for yourself. Doesn't matter if you're faster or slower, if you run longer, as long as you're putting in the effort, you're
Exactly.
feeling the benefit. That's it.
Exactly. And the specific point is putting the means, because over this bad year that I had when I'm trying to run faster, I was still running once or maximum twice a week. So how do you expect yourself to improve
Yeah.
if you're not putting the effort?
Correct. It needs, at least 2 or 3 runs
Yeah.
to really start getting the benefits.
Exactly.
Okay, the last question in this category is for a person who has been running for a while, like us, several years now. Life happens. Sometimes it's work, sometimes it's family commitments, sometimes it's an injury, and there's a feeling that we all get, which is like a bit of guilt. You go on Strava and like, oh my god, all my friends are doing amazing, I'm sitting there.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone who's going through this?
This is a continuous challenge, and I think the best way to overcome this is about goal setting. You know, at work when they in the business terminology, they say set a goal, and your goal has to be SMART. You're familiar with the acronym? It has to be specific, measurable, achievable, and all of this stuff. Got it?
Hello runners.
So a SMART goal is what makes a difference between someone who's frustrated all the time or someone who's being positive.
Yep.
If I say I want to run a half marathon in October at a certain pace,
Okay.
and is this achievable? Well, it's achievable based on the training plan and based on, for example, I'm trying to improve 5 minutes of my time.
Yeah.
But if I'm saying, oh, I ran the last half marathon in 2 hours 15, now I need to do 140. That's not achievable.
No.
Even if I train 5 times a week,
Yeah.
it's not achievable in such a specific time.
Yes.
So be realistic,
Yeah.
put long-term goals, short-term goals, and work towards it.
Yep.
Life happens, yes. In general, and this is statistics from the NCCP, the National Coaching blah 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 Association.
Yep.
They were saying anyone is experiencing 20% of bad runs.
Okay.
You just go out for a run, you don't feel good,
Yes.
you're not running well, it is high. It happens.
Yep.
Just expect it. So if you finish a month and you've done 10 runs, you have expect that 2 of those were not your best. And that's okay.
Yeah.
We're human. We cannot perform, we cannot do our best every single run.
No, I think one of the best advice I was given is the term listen to your body.
100%.
Some days I go out and I plan to run 15k and it's just not working. My feet hurt. There's something wrong. It's okay. Listen to your body.
Listen to it, exactly.
All right. So we said that running is a sport that you can almost do in your pajamas, right? You don't need like any gear.
Yeah.
But of course, as you do it more and more,
Yeah.
you start picking up on things that, let's say, improve the quality of life
Yeah.
for runners. What do you think is the gear that you really feel that made a difference for you?
Without question, it's the running shoes.
Yep.
And the best advice I ever got was to do this gait analysis or get proper running shoes fitting.
Yep.
The first half marathon that I told you about, where I did all the mistakes.
Yep.
One of them was
Don't tell me you didn't have
running. No, I did not.
Oh my god.
I had some sort of trail running shoes that looked really good, but they were not designed for 21k.
Oh my god.
And I ended up with blisters, wobbles, and everything.
Yeah, I cannot even imagine.
So when I went and I got my first proper shoes, I got them in France. I was just visiting. I went for a running store,
Okay.
and the guy, he did the proper fitting for me, and I got some New Balance. I'm not saying New Balance is the best running shoes. It's the best running shoes for me,
Correct.
but the idea of having proper running shoes, size, fitting the shape of your foot. I have flat feet, I have wide feet. What is good for me may not be good for you.
Yes.
And since then, I think you have no issues with feet at all. That's my must-have.
Okay.
And I think the second one is hydration.
Yeah.
So the best, before the best, I tried running with a bottle of water
Yeah.
in one hand. Very bad.
Yeah.
I tried the belt. The belt that I got was moving a lot, so I did not like it. Maybe some other belts are better designed,
Yeah.
but the one I tried was not good.
Yeah. Keep slipping.
Yeah, until I got the best.
Yeah.
And the best is amazing because it allows you to do long runs on your own.
Correct.
You don't need support. You have your water, phone,
Yeah.
keys, everything.
Yeah. Exactly. That's what I was going to say. Yeah. Other than water, it's the nutrition, your keys, your phone, your
Exactly.
wallet.
Energy gels, whatever you want.
Yep.
You don't have to keep jiggling, your keys in your pocket.
Yep. Yep. So, as a new runner, do I go and invest in a $400 carbon plated shoe?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
The shoes, it has to be comfortable.
Okay.
The shoes will not make you go faster. The carbon plated is similar to the professional swimmers when they like shave their hair or get a fancy swimming suit.
Yep.
These are the guys looking for milliseconds.
Yep.
We're
Well,
not at this level.
No.
We have carrying a lot of kilograms overweight.
Yeah.
I'm carrying a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
If I get the best running shoes that there is, it will not make me faster.
Yep.
All I need is it's comfortable, fits my shoes, and fits my budget.
Correct. So again, some short and quick questions. Do you prefer running in a loop or out and back?
I want to say neither. When you're on your own, you're usually doing one of the two.
Okay.
If it's up to me, I prefer running in somewhere that is unfamiliar,
Yeah.
because if you're running back and forth, you're sort of expecting what to see, where you're going, and it feels like a treadmill.
Yep.
Loop is better because you change scenery, but you have to know the route as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree.
The-
I like running loops, but
Yeah.
I think because you're coaching a lot, so you usually have to do out and back.
Correct.
Keep an eye on people.
Exactly. That's most. But
Okay.
the ideal, one of the best things, Amira, my wife,
Good morning.
when we were training for a half marathon and we had a long run, one of the times we took the car, we dropped her in a point where we calculated, and she ran 14k up to Tenerife,
Okay.
so she doesn't see the same route again.
Yes.
So it was fun and she was very happy with it.
Yep. What's your preferred time of day if there's no commitments? Would you rather run early in the morning, afternoon, late at night?
I think it's weather dependent, but I'm mostly morning.
Yeah.
Morning has a lot of advantage. Is usually it's lost. If it's Sunday morning, you have nothing to do.
Yeah.
You're lazy, you're sleeping, you're not doing much. But if you go for a run early, as early as you can, then you have the whole day, and you feel good the whole day.
Yeah, true.
By the end of the day, I usually feel exhausted or lazy, so I would prefer to do my runs in the morning,
Yeah.
when possible.
Absolutely. I mean, here in Canada, especially in winter, sometimes very early in the morning, it's very icy
Yeah,
and very cold.
it's that's why I'm saying it's weather dependent too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
So what's your favorite running distance if you have no specific training goal?
Without goals, I have two distances.
Good morning.
I have the 5k. I consider it this is the minimum charge.
Yeah.
If I'm going for a run, should not run anything below 5k.
Yes.
But if I'm able to do 10k, I feel very good about myself because
Yeah.
10k is your
Proper
first
workout.
your first double digits. It's in the range of 1 hour, which means you've consumed glycogen and you've burned some fat. So I feel really good about myself if I do 10k.
Okay. Would you rather do road or trail running?
I'd say I always like roads. Trail is fun to try from time to time, but
Okay.
I feel I cannot do like a long distance on a trail.
Yeah. It's much more technical.
Hills, technical, you need different shoes. You're afraid of, bumping into something.
Yes.
So you're not
Be very
as
careful
comfortable.
about where you place your foot.
Exactly.
You don't want to twist your ankle.
Yeah. So I prefer road is more safe.
Okay.
But it's fun to go for a
It's
trail
a nice
run.
drive. Yeah.
Yeah, from time
Some
to
people
time.
love it. What about, do you run with music? Do you like to listen to podcasts, audiobooks, or just listen to nature?
I mostly run now with music.
Okay.
I was not successful with podcasts.
Okay.
I tried a lot of podcasts, mostly when driving, but could not find, maybe unlucky, but could not find something that attractive.
Okay.
So when running, I like to put music. But by the way, a certain time, long time ago, when I was very, very serious and trying to get my best numbers, when you're running all out and you're focused on pace, I would run without music.
Oh, okay.
Music can distract you.
Yes.
Some songs can make
change
you
your pace.
actually run faster or slower.
Yeah, correct. Correct, based on the beat.
Exactly,
you a
beat
bit
per
faster.
minute.
Or slower.
Yeah, but I did not also want to go that technical and try to create the list, that matches the running. Too much work, so I just listen to music. But if I'm on a race, on race day, I usually do not put music on.
Okay. Do you like running on your own or in a group?
Group is much better.
Yeah.
The biggest challenge of running is getting on your own to do 5, 6 or even 10k.
Yep.
This is very difficult to do. If you have just one person beside you, it makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah. No, I mean, we've been running for more than an hour now. I
Yeah,
haven't really felt it because
exactly.
we've been talking and telling stories. An hour alone takes longer, it seems.
Exactly. And even if you're not talking, just I'm looking, Omar is still going. I feel like I need to take a break.
Yes.
No, Omar is still going, I'll go.
Yeah.
It helps you push yourself.
Correct. Correct. I like running solo sometimes as well. I use it like almost like therapy.
This is to get the demons out.
Yes. If you
Yes.
have like a bad day at work or something,
Yep.
sometimes I like to go out and just be in my own head. It kind of releases the demons, as you said.
Yeah, that happens too. And if you're running that many times per week, then you're bound to do both.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, Cherif. So I think we've gone through all the main questions. But now I want to give you a chance to talk about whatever you want to talk about, whether you want to promote something or talk about any subject that you'd like to.
I think quickly the important point for me is about the groups. We talked about groups, group running, and so on. It's not 100% about running, but it's about surrounding yourself with people who would push you forward.
True.
We all had the friends that, for example, made you start smoking or getting into bad habits and stuff like that.
True.
And on the other side, you have friends who are there for you, who push you forward and so on. Sports is one of them. Running is one of the amazing stuff, because if I'm playing, yesterday I played volleyball. I'm playing volleyball against the other team. I want to win against the other team. I'm encouraging my team, but I want the other ones to lose.
Right.
But when I'm running with you. We're competing in a race. I'm looking for my number.
Yeah.
If you, Omar, beat your own number, I'm genuinely happy for you.
Yes.
I came to the point that, as I said, I'm not comparing myself to you or to others. I'm only looking to improve my numbers.
Yep.
So if you put yourself in a group, people who are active, people who encourage you, this is what happened when I moved to Canada. So from COVID, running by yourself, winter, no one to run with, until I found out about the group, Agrateia.
Yep.
Started just few runs, And then now I'm so happy with the group because it allows people, no matter what, to participate, to feel good about themselves.
Yep.
So again, this is I think the best thing you can do to yourself, be part of a group. And the group, as long as they're positive, helping you, then you are in the right group.
No,
if
absolutely.
the group makes you feel bad about yourself, then you're not in the right group.
Absolutely. No, I think I have also personal experience with Agalatea. I was running before, but the Agalatea group really lifted my running. Because as you said, I was finally in a like-minded group of people who are very welcoming, encouraging, pushing you only in the right direction without putting any pressure on your achievements. Just helping you along the way.
Oh, I agree. And you did great. The amount of improvement you did over the past few years, it's amazing. I'm not saying it's because of Agalatea, but I would like to think that it's partially because you have been part of a group and you have taken it upon yourself to work hard.
No, Agalatea definitely had a big role in pushing me forward and making me enjoying it more. Feeling part of a group is amazing.
Yes,
I'll
100%.
put a link under this video for other people who are in the region if they want to join. I would strongly encourage.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Cherif.
Thank you, Mr.
It was a real pleasure running with you.
Same here.
As usual, for hopefully many more runs to come. Thank you so much.